What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome to Raziel. Now, this is a game you should absolutely put on your radar. Up until today, I never even heard of this game, but after playing it for a while, this is the closest to a Diablo-inspired experience that I have ever played on mobile. Now, I know, you're looking at the screen like, come on, FG. This looks like all the other auto path, auto quest, auto combat, auto grind, action RPG with wings. And yeah, it does kind of look like that, but I assure you it does not play like that. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Here's the character that we're going to be using. She is an ice wizard, and I will say I've only gotten up to chapter 3, but there have been a refreshing amount of pieces of gear that actually show up on your character. Now, of course, this is a free-to-play mobile game, so there is a cash shop with costumes, but so far, I'm quite pleased with the way that my character looks. It feels good to actually play a game where, you know, you loot gear and you actually get to see it on your character. So let's go ahead and jump over here into chapter 3. Now, one thing really surprised me is the production and the presentation of this game, including the voice acting. Like I said, I'm only on chapter 3, but every NPC, every bit of quest dialogue has been voice acted with shockingly good voice actors as well. Now, unfortunately, due to the nature of this game, there's a lot of like skill shots and things of that nature, so I have to play it on my phone, so it's gonna be kind of hard for you to get that full experience. Download the game yourself. It's gonna be in closed beta until the 11th, but yes, the voice acting is much better than it deserves to be, I'm telling you. And there's a lot of cutscenes as well, once again, fully voice acted. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of a preview.
To their primitive ferocity.
Not bad for a game that came out of nowhere. Not bad. All right, here we are in combat. Destroy the plague command. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I mentioned earlier, there is no auto combat whatsoever. There's not going to be an auto path that takes you directly to your quest objective, but it is shown there on your mini map. Now, this is not like an open world game, of course, but it's not necessarily completely linear as well. So you can kind of have a little bit of flexibility on how you decide to get to each of your objectives here. So right now, just showing you what my basic attack looks like. Pretty straightforward there. I have a nice little teleport that as I teleport, I can also leave behind a little bit of ice block action there as well. So very, very nice. And then of course I have a nice straight line nuke as all frost mages need to have. Let's see if there's anything over here. Nope, okay. So like I said, there's dead ends, there's little special locations with treasure chests and whatnot. And one of my favorite things to do, and the reason why I love these games so much, come on, I can round up mobs and then DPS them down. Very, very fun. You guys know that is the quintessential Diablo experience, is just AoEing down everybody. How about a big one? See you later. All right, let's keep on moving up here a little bit. Once again, oh, this guy sucked me in. And you can kind of see if you played, once again, if you play games like Diablo, Path of Exile, some mobs are going to be special. So they're going to glow like, you know, blue, purple, things of that nature. And when you fight them, you know, they're going to have additional abilities. And of course, they're going to drop better loot as well. So let's keep on making our way down here. Now, the only thing I don't like about that ability is you can't like turn it off afterwards. I'm gonna switch that out. Yes, there are plenty of abilities that you can switch in and out as well. So right now I'm kind of using like a really safe build, but I'll use another build after this that has a little less mobility and a lot more damage as well. But I really like to be able to just teleport around. Now, if I'm like, you know, oh wow, I just like completely destroyed that guy just with my my teleport AOE there. Take that, sucker. Now you're like, wait a minute, FG, that stage seemed a little short. Hold, don't worry, I'll show you. Now, when you're going through like the story chapters, it's a little bit more directed, right? The stages are gonna be a little bit smaller, but there are bigger, more wide open areas as well. And it looks like I just got myself a new skill on my companion. Companion, FG? Oh yeah, companion, ladies and gentlemen. All right, before we jump into that stage, let's go over into my actual character kit here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my skills, I'm gonna completely change out everything. Everything that you just saw, I'm gonna bring something completely different. There we go. Now I have a completely different kit right there. So let's go back into the story here. I'm gonna skip through this and then I'll show you a little bit more combat. All right, we are looking for the Merman leader now. All right, so once again, remember what my skill kit looked like earlier? Now I have an ability here that is just a straight AoE bring down the pain ability, which I kind of like because you can set it up, you know, before combat even starts and do that. I also have an ability here that I can just keep on casting it over and over and over and over. But, well, actually, I did it wrong. Hold on, let me show you again. I just keep on casting it over and over and over. And then the more I cast it, the lower my defense is, but the higher the damage goes. I also have a little, see this little wisp here? That shoots little ice fireballs, or ice fireballs. Frost bolts, there you go. That's an even faster big old AoE down there. Now, if I start getting tired of using my Frost Mage, I can also switch out to my companion as well. This is actually a bad time to switch to my companion because he's not powered up just yet. But I have a guy named The Rock who is my melee companion here. Dude, you're so strong. Let me switch out. Let me switch back. Let me switch back. Easy one clap with my Frost Mage there. So this game does have additional companions that you can recruit over time. That are going to really, kind of give you a little bit more flexibility in combat. I saw a Necromancer, like a Beastmaster. I just showed you The Rock there, who's like a more of a melee character. So lots of different units in this game that you can switch in and switch out that also have their own skill trees as well. So I just showed you my skill tree. If I go over here to The Rock, he has the same exact setup. Same exact setup where he has multiple different abilities on every single one of his buttons here. And then, like I said a little bit earlier, a refreshing amount of gear that actually shows up and changes the way your character looks. Once again, let's take a look at this armor. You ready? Breastplate. You ready? Breastplate change. Gloves. You ready? Those are actually bracers. My bad. But surprisingly, I don't really have any updates here. There goes boots. You just saw my boots update. If you're looking at my staff just changed. And look at my breastplate. You watching? Breastplate. Different breastplate as well. So interesting amount, right? Once again, I'm sure that over time the costumes are going to kind of take over because this is a free-to-play mobile game. But so far, I've been very, very pleased. So let's make our way over into the portal here. And then I'll show you some of the more open areas, the exploration areas. So right now I need to explore Stormhill. So I'm going to go over there. I can also gather and leave, so you can actually have some of your friends in a party with you. So there's no one here on beta that I can play with just right now, but in the future, you can start up parties and go into these exploration areas with a team as well. There's guilds in the game also, so I'm wondering what type of co-op gameplay this is really going to have. So here we are, just kind of like in a big open world. Here's a map here. It's kind of hard to see, but we'll traverse it a little bit. Dude, I should have brought my teleport. I messed up there. But we'll kind of go through. Actually, we'll just switch to The Rock. I keep on pressing the wrong button there. My boy The Rock needs a lot of power. Let's try to get them all rounded up. Go crazy, berserk on them. Here's a yellow boss here. Dude, you laughed at me? Do you know who you're laughing at? So now you can kind of see a much bigger kind of area to explore as well. And there are multiple different quests here. So right now I'm looking for 2 skeleton warriors and then 3 sorcerers. So I'm going to be kind of looking out for them as we kind of traverse this land. Also doing quests as well. But right now the only quest I have is just to kill them. But every now and then I have to go pick up something off the ground or activate some type of altar, things of that nature. And this is all, I'm just trying to just keep going straight just so you can see how big this little area is. This is more similar to like a Diablo Path of Exile style zone. But still a little smaller. Like, let me not get ahead of myself. It's still a little bit smaller than that. But for mobile, you just don't see games that actually have zones that are this big at all. Let's see what this chest is. Oh, I'm glad I just saw this chest here. Let me show you something that is a little disappointing. Let me see if I can find some type of barrel or vase or vase, if you will. Check this out. This needs to be changed. You ready? You're like, FG, what are you talking about? You see this? You can't break barrels. In order to break barrels, there's a special button to break barrels with. Oh, come on, guys. Let the barrels explode naturally. Come on. There's a little lighthouse there that I need to click on. Got it. That part's a little disappointing. So far, that's been the most disappointing. Not game-breaking by any means, but a little disappointing that you just can't just blow up barrels and vases and things of that nature. That would have been a lot more fun. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a nice little quick look at this game, put it on your radar, anticipate this one. I think it's going to be quite a fun experience as we wait for Diablo Immortal. Now, of course, I've never played Diablo Immortal. I have no idea what that game is going to feel like once it actually comes out. I still feel like Diablo Immortal is going to be the best action RPG for mobile once it finally comes out. But like I said, I've never played it. I'm just kind of just hoping that that's the case. But this is definitely a nice little title that can fill in that empty period while we wait for Diablo Immortal to finally come out. And it's quite competent as well. So shout out to Raziel. I think it's called Raziel Dungeon Arena. Word of advice, drop the Dungeon Arena part. Drop it. You don't need to call it Dungeon Arena. Remove that part from the title. You don't need it. All right, that part makes it seem a little bit more generic than it needs to be. And you're already going to be kind of up on an uphill battle by the screenshots, because when you look at screenshots of this and you see the thing that allows you to change your character. If you look at screenshots of games like this, you think it's autoplay because of that. So they're gonna have to be on point with their marketing, because unfortunately the mobile industry has kind of tainted the way that these games look. Right? We've been tainted. Just literally looking at a screenshot of this, you would have thought action RPG, autoplay, autopath game, and it's not that at all. Like, I'm still traveling around this world. Look how big this map is. You see how big it is? That's what she said. I'm sorry. So that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to playing this game again once it's in full release. You guys know I don't like to spend a ton of time in closed betas because your progress is gonna be wiped, but I am definitely gonna be on the lookout for this one. So that is gonna do it once again. My name is FG3000. I do thank you so much for look at these barrels. Come on, game, you gotta fix it. You gotta fix these barrels. Nobody wants to click a barrel breaking button. I'm FG, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.